Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic and dark Ask Engineer. We're broadcasting live from the Adafruit Secret Underground Club. Oons, 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 oons. That's why it's so dark in here, and we have these glow lights, because it's a club in here.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Just a programming note. We're in the middle of moving Adafruit as a company, and so last week it was very echoey. Here it's a little echoey. We basically don't have personal lives, we have business lives. And so as we've removed all of the things from the places we've worked and lived to go to the new place, all we pretty much have is a couple of desks.
Vacuum.
Yeah, we have a couple of desks. If you scoot to the side, Lady Ada, you can see there's a red beanbag and there's a cat. So MOSFET's back there. MOSFET's going to be on during the entire show.
Yeah, you can see the cat.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you can see a cat. We'll bring.
He's like a black blob, so like you can't. Oh, he's moving now.
So we apologize for the echoes, but you know, we're still doing the shows the best we can as we move into our new space. Things are going to be a little crazy. That's why
we're not in HD today, right? Because we're not on.
No, it's still doing medium. It's still doing pretty good bandwidth. It looks. I did a couple tests. It looks like it's fine. But I just wanted to say thanks to the audience out there in the community for hanging out with us as we grow the company.
Yeah.
And, we're gonna keep trying to do this even when we're in the middle of a move. We're completely exhausted. So I know George is recording this show and it'll be played back. I don't know where I am or how I got here, but
you're here in this white box. And we're gonna do Ask Engineer.
I think it'll be fine.
Why don't you just tell them about tonight's show?
All right, here we go. On tonight's show, the code is moved because we're in the middle of a move. This is a quick little photo of the inside and the outside of our new place. We're going to be talking about the show and tell. A couple people earned an as seen on show and tell. We're going to talk about Ada Lovelace Day. Some of the people featured. Really cool holiday. We've got an article from Paul who's been working on Teensy. Big announcement from New York City Economic Development Council. Suger has a new site. Cool little couple of news articles, some Ask an Educator, some friends stop by, kids reviewing the coloring book, doing a good job.
Coloring it.
We have an update to Circuit Playground. We've got mailbag. We've got some things from the Halloween contest. We have an amazing video from Becky Stern.
Go Becky!
You've got to see this. She makes an iPhone have a glowing Apple logo. It's awesome.
It looks fake. It looks photoshopped.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Some open source hardware news. Big news. Some news in the world of the Adafruit learning system.
Yeah, lots of news.
Yeah, we have a fantastic project from Phil, you're going to see. We've got some Raspberry Pi news. We've got some stuff about the Web IDE. We've got new products. We've got something top secret stuff. It's not out yet. We're going to have your questions, a trivia question. We're having a cat who's sitting right behind us. All that and more on
He's not in a
Ask
box
an Engineer.
though. He's too lazy. He's sitting on his beanbag.
Yeah.
Cat.
So that's the show here tonight. We've got lots of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good show.
Yeah. So let me just first start out. Let's pay some bills here.
Okay.
The code tonight is move.
Move.
And please consider picking up some kits and supporting Adafruit. We're an open source hardware company here in New York City.
You can get 10% off, and if you buy $350 worth of stuff, you can get a free pie.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just skip ahead.
And you'll get free shipping, so this is a good time to.
You're always ahead of everybody, Lady. So yes, right now we have a special offer. These are the new 512 megabyte Raspberry Pis that just came out.
The latest and greatest.
The latest and greatest. We have a limited supply of
the
this.
Freshest pies.
So what we're doing is, if you buy $350 worth of stuff on Adafruit, we're just going to give you a free one of these Raspberry Pis. And then we have the starter packs that we're working on around the clock.
Yeah, we'll make more on Monday.
Yeah, and so and by the way, orders in the U.S. for Adafruit, $250 or more, you get free UPS ground.
That's right.
So you could use the code and get 10% off some things. You could build your order up to $350, and you can get free UPS ground. I got to do the math later. I have to make sure this is all a good idea, but we're doing it. We're going with it. So anyways. The reason why the code is move is because we are in the middle of our move. Here's the outside of our building. We are moving to Soho, New York City. It's one of the most amazing, cool, hip areas. We were walking around there today, and we actually had some new product ideas that came into our head.
Yes, I did, and I bought a hat.
Yeah.
And some glasses.
This is basically one,
quarter.
Yeah, maybe a quarter of the new Adafruit headquarters. We'll be telling the story of this place.
This is when we first got it. This is before all the stuff we put in.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this now. It's actually in. I have a couple previews that we're going to show people soon. But this we started this process about 9 months ago. It was a big deal. For the folks who are just tuning in, well, we haven't taken loans and we haven't taken VC. It's great for some companies. For us, we decided to
I don't even have a trust fund.
let's be completely independent. And so we financed all this through saving, through selling open source hardware, through just kind of scraping by the best we can to
By
save
selling
up
good kits.
to do this. And
Good price.
So thank you everyone out there who has supported us over the years. You know,
We just don't have internet at this new space yet.
yeah, well, no, we have, we have 3 internet connections being put in. One of them got put in. We have 2 100 megabyte connections coming in. One is a microwave dish. The other one is a fiber pipe. It's going to be awesome. Wait till you guys see what we have
Megabyte or
planned.
megabit?
It's a capital MBS, so yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're going to be posting about all
Whatever
this
it
stuff.
is, it's
Yeah.
100 of them.
I'm too tired. Look, all I did is sign the contract and work with the lawyers and make sure everything's okay. All right. So anyways, I wanted to say something real fast before we get started here.
Okay.
Thank you so much to everybody on the Adafruit team. Everyone worked so hard and they were so professional and so skilled and they put so much care into the company that it made this move possible. It was a family effort, really. And thank you so much, team. I know some of them are watching the show. Sometimes they watch it recorded. Sometimes they're watching it live. I think Becky's there. She's in the chat right now. Thank you, everybody, so much. It means so much to us that you care about Adafruit, and you put a lot of time into it. We worked some hours. It was a moving move. It was a move.
Yeah, we moved.
Yeah.
That's why the code today is move.
Yeah. Okay. So So let's get this show on the road here. Speaking of, the show and tell us stuff.
So we did show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell. Yeah, a couple really good projects. You want to go over these real quick?
Yeah, sure. The first project was, we actually only have 2. We had Jeremy show up. He's a kind of a classic show and tell visitor, and he was showing off a glowing LED heart that he had made 12 years ago. And he made it for his wife, and I guess they've been married for 12 years now.
Yeah, at least.
And at least, and he was showing off the soldering, and then he decided to upgrade it. So he added an AT1085. He made it glow, like a pulse, and he's going to maybe have it react to his pulse itself. It's like a heart, so it'll glow with his pulse. He'll get like some sort of heart sensor, and he put some acrylic on it. And then Gabriel showed up with the Gabotronics X Proto Lab, and he had like a really lovely setup of demos. He had like 12 demos showing off this really cool little breadboard, oscilloscope, frequency, spectrum analyzer, FFT, waveform generator, digital, analog, everything. So it's definitely cool. Check it out at Google for X Proto Lab. He also is making a Kickstarter for assembled version with a cute little case. Definitely looks cool, and he has 10 days left on the Kickstarter, so now's a good time to get in on that.
Yeah, he met his Kickstarter goals.
Yeah, but if you want to get one, like usually it's cheaper to get it through Kickstarter than to wait later. Usually the price goes up.
And generally speaking, I guess one thing, since a lot of people email us about Kickstarter, so before they're funded, we generally don't like to post about them because it starts a kind of vicious cycle where then everyone wants to get, like they would love to turn the Adafruit blog into just like a ton of Kickstarters.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is cover the ones that are already funded, that have like neat incentives for people to do stuff. Or if it's someone who we've partnered up with, we try to promote those. If someone's doing like open source hardware, we try to do that. But if you're doing a Kickstarter, we're trying not to turn the Adafruit blog into a place where it's just solicitation for Kickstarters. One of the cool things is Kickstarter has changed the rules a little bit, so I think it's making it better to know which projects to go in. There's curated Kickstarters. There's all sorts of things that are going on. So anyways, so if you ever send one in and we don't post it, it's not because we don't like it. It's just because right now, like, we get 20 or 30 emails a day. And then the other thing that happens is a lot of people will do a Kickstarter and then they'll say, hey, Adafruit, I've never made anything. Can you manufacture something for us? And we don't do contract manufacturing. We make our own stuff. So anyways, that's our rule. Okay, so for the folks that were on the show and tell, they are going to get stickers.
Lovely stickers.
Yeah, they can add to their project. So, Lady, how do people get on the show and tell? Remember,
super easy. Go to the Adafruit Google Plus page. It's very easy. Go to plus.google.com/plus with the plus symbol, Adafruit. Go there, and then once a week we post up and we say, hey, like, respond here to get added to the circle, and then you'll get an invite so you can do it any time in the future.
That's right. Okay. Once again, remember the code is MOVE, 10% off many kits in the Adafruit store. And don't forget, there is the free new 512 megabyte Raspberry Pi with orders over $350 or more. Okay, this week was a big week. While we were in the middle of this room, it was Ada Lovelace Day. And Ada Lovelace Day is an international celebration of women in tech. Basically,
is it like done by Sue Charman, or she's
one of the
one of the people?
I believe she's the founder, but she has a team. She works with people, and it's a fantastic event. And the goal is to just once a year for websites to celebrate women in technology. And the Adafruit blog, we're up to. I usually do a stat thing, and I'll get back on this as we settle into our new space and I have a little bit more time. The Adafruit blog is getting about 4.5 million page views, so we're becoming like a little media property, which we like. So what we like to do is celebrate makers, like to celebrate cool people doing tech. And so once a year, when Ada Lovelace Day comes around, we try to do a post an hour. And we got 23. So even though we were in the middle of a move, we got 23, technically 24, but I'm a little hard on myself. This is 23. 23 posts up of some fantastic women doing amazing things in tech. Check out the Ada Lovelace category.
And we also do them every year, so now we have like 96 total or something. We've been doing it for a couple of years.
Yeah, and so one of the things I would like to...
Do we have binders full of them now?
We don't have, I don't know anything about this. I haven't seen any of the political debates or anything.
Sorry.
Really. I don't know anything.
I'm trying to make
that.
like a joke that's...
It's
like,
a very relevant joke that I don't understand yet because I don't...
But we do have a blog full of Ada Lovelace posts.
Yeah, so, and it's in the Ada Lovelace ALD category, and you can see it on the blog. And here's my challenge, because we have lots of folks that we work with that have websites and web properties, and also we have lots of competitors that have electronics companies and everything. There wasn't a lot of sites out there that covered Ada Lovelace Day. In fact, the ones that I was very busy, but Make and Adafruit were the ones that made sure that there was a post about Ada Lovelace Day. So my challenge is next year let's all try really hard.
You know what? We didn't promote it before. We were so busy with the move. I think we didn't promote it.
We had multiple posts reminding everybody that Ada Lovelace Day is coming up. And
I'm trying to figure out a way we could have done a better job.
Yeah,
but I think we did a pretty good job.
So I think it's important for any tech site, just once a year, just like pick someone. So real quick, we had a lot, but here's some of my just a couple. I just want to throw a couple out there. Okay. So Helen, co-founder of iRobot.
These robots are awesome.
Awesome woman. And the other thing is that not a lot of people know this. When iRobot went public, the robot rung the bell on Wall Street.
Cool.
Very cool. This is Annie's new entry this year. There's you and Annie at Maker Faire. Annie Fresh, she is the one who made the AdaBot Muppet, or you could also call it Puppet.
Yeah.
It's Puppet-like, it's Muppet-like. She works on Sesame Street, that's her day job, and these are the circuit playgrounds that are also getting turned into puppets as well. Liz Upton, one of the people who runs the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Fantastic. Liz from MakerBot, who does all the educational curriculum. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Got to do a shout out to Katerina. Open Hardware Conference, her and Dustin, also on the Open Source Hardware Association board. Yep. Lots of stuff. IEEE/Women has this big chart. I'm just going to go through it real quick. You can watch it yourself. It goes through women engineering over like the last 200 years. Boom. Zoom. Yeah. So that was Ada Lovelace Day. So again, that is something we like to see.
We celebrate women all year round, but it's nice to have a day.
Yeah, and like what we want to do is like some of them we have repeats. Of course, we always have Woz on the show. We always celebrate your friend Woz and Wozniak. But we want to do is have other sites and have their communities also do this.
So maybe next year.
Yeah, so that's our challenge. Everybody, we think this could be a big thing, so let's work on this together, everyone. All right, so next up, we're going to keep zooming along here.
Is it covering makers?
Yeah, we got this book in the mail. This is from Chris Anderson.
The hardcover.
Yeah, so I've been trying to have a couple minutes of like relaxed time in between like waiting for like Verizon to show up at 6 in the morning for getting our phone lines hooked up. So Makers is out by Chris Anderson, The New Industrial Revolution. It's a really good book. If you like the maker movement, this is like...
It's kind of a nice book. Yeah, it covers MakerBot a lot. It covers his sort of, story.
Yeah.
It's a good tale.
Yeah.
It covers his life. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. I read it. I liked it a lot. It's really inspiring. It definitely will make you feel good about being a maker.
Yeah. So.
And also, if other people are like, "What the hell is a maker?" they can read this book, and it explains a lot about it, both in a micro economic and a macroeconomic form. So, like, what does it mean for individuals, and what does it mean for like the world and American economy?
Okay.
So it's very interesting.
Okay. Speaking of cool makers, Paul Stofferson is doing a series of guest posts.
Yes.
All about the Teensy series.
So this is a Teensy 3 blog post that he did yesterday, I think. And mostly just talked about how he's working on fixing bugs and making libraries work a little bit better, like existing Arduino library. He's adapting them to work with the Stellaris Freescale. He also did a little kind of mini tutorial on how to add a real-time clock by soldering a 32 kilohertz crystal, and then you attach a battery, and so there's a real-time clock built into it, so you can, you don't have to have an external RTC. Kind of cool. Okay. Next up, some big news in the world of Adafruit. Adafruit was in the press. Mayor Bloomberg and the Economic Development Corporation, including Adafruit, which you're a member of, launched a competition to promote 3D printing and innovative manufacturing. So Shapeways and Adafruit and a bunch of other companies in New York, they're doing New York's Next Top Maker. And we're going to be mentoring some people that are who want to do a business kind of like Adafruit, or something like Shapeways, or something like MakerBot in New York City. Yeah. So there's a big press release, and then you have a quote here, and you said, Adafruit has thrived in New York City as an electronics manufacturer and educational company. Lamore Freed, founder and engineer at Adafruit Industries. The old saying goes, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But there isn't any other city in the world where we could have grown and built our company. I'm looking forward to working with the next generation of makers, business leaders, and New Yorkers who want to make the next best big thing in New York City. And they're holding a little contest type thing, right? Or is it... Yeah, there's a contest thing. Check out all the pieces on the blog. Yeah. And what was kind of neat, if you look around, so this is Shapeways' new space. It looks kind of like our space. They have these same big columns. Yeah. But also Mayor Bloomberg cut the ribbon using a pair of 3D printed scissors. So check around. They're very, very cool. They definitely one of the things I noticed with the EDC is they really want to push the sort of artisanal food market in New York, and also they want to push the 3D printing market. I mean, I guess between Shapeways and MakerBot, and we now have the majority of modern 3D printing maker companies. The 3D printing capital of the world is New York City. Not a lot of people know about that. Yeah. Anyways, our code is MOVE. MOVE. Use the code, get 10% off many things in the Adafruit store. Next up. Sugru, they just released a new site. It's very cool. Yeah. Do you want to just say briefly what Sugru is, so people? Yeah, Sugru. We actually had a couple people from Sugru here on the site on the show a couple months ago. I think maybe last February or something. So you can look in the history of the show on YouTube to see that, and you can hear like 40 minutes of the history and chemical manufacturing of Sugru. But it's basically, it's a cold curing silicone, so it cures at room temperature just by being exposed to air. So you can take out the silicone and it bonds to a lot of materials, like leather, wood, plastic, metal, rubber, and it bonds to them. It's waterproof and it's a permanent cure. So once it's cured, you don't have to worry about it's adhesive permanently. So it's kind of fun because you can basically use it as sort of like a permanent Fimo. Yeah. It takes a couple hours to cure, but once it cures, it's set. It comes in multiple colors, and we sell tons of it in the store. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna move. I'm getting through some news around the web, and then we've got a lot of stuff to cover. So I might try to talk even faster. One quick thing, everyone check this out. There's a new thing called Self-Starter. It's a roll your own crowdfunding. So these folks who make this thing, I think it's called Locatron, decided that after they got denied as a Kickstarter, they would make their own open source way to do crowdfunding. So they funded themselves and they posted the code. So I think this is going to be one of those cool disruptive things. So instead of going to Kickstarter, you can just run this on your own website. Lots of legalities and all sorts of things involving this. That'll all work itself out. Yeah. But it's kind of neat that people have started making their own Kickstarter. One to watch. Article, interesting, on the Adafruit blog. There's a site called Microcontroller Central, and the title of the article was I had never heard of this site before, by the way, but I had to read this article. Yeah, well, they probably got a lot of traffic because we linked to it. And that's great because I think you write an article that's provocative.
and it says, will the maker movement undermine microcontroller professionals? And basically, will makers being able to use an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi or an Mbed or a BeagleBone, will that undermine the professional market where maybe it wasn't so easy to use these things?
Doesn't JWZ have a rule where if there's a headline with a question, the answer is always no?
Yeah, JWZ, founder basically of all the good gothy links that you see on the
somebody else, but he does say it a lot.
And one of the people who started Netscape, he worked on Netscape.
Yeah, but
he has a very good blog.
I do remember he mentions it a lot.
If
There's a name for it.
If the title has a question, yeah.
The answer is always no.
Yeah. So personally, I think using microcontrollers has only gotten better for makers and professionals.
Yeah.
That is my answer.
Well, more people know what a microcontroller can do.
Yeah. Next up, check out Ask It Educator. Every week we have a real-life school teacher who writes about topics that is teaching in classes to use differentiation in your classrooms. Right. Next up, we had some visitors in town. It was fantastic. Bruce Yan, who is anything that you see on our website that looks beautiful, iconography, the stickers, the badges, all sorts of things on the Adafruit site. This is Bruce with Adabot. So he had designed the graphics of Adabot. Annie, who we just talked about not too long ago, was there. And then
and you can see the moving crates.
And here's Bruce. Here's Bruce and I with the Muppet. And this is the first time we met in person. We've worked together for years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we met in person. So gonna keep moving along here. Anyways, Bruce, it was so good to see you if you're watching the show. And we have so much more work ahead. I can't wait to see what we come up with next. He's very talented.
More Muppets.
Yeah. Next up, the reviews are coming in. We released Lady Ada's E is for electronics coloring book, and parents are taking photos of the pages that their kids are coloring in.
This is pretty good. This is a good.
And it's really neat. And I like this is B is for battery, and the kid colored in the B to make it look like a battery.
And then the parents said they were very proud because they did the rails in red and blue.
Yeah.
So they knew that the power rails were.
Yeah. So don't forget, we have a coloring book, and please support Adafruit if you like. But we also decided to do it as Creative Commons, and you can download it and print it out and let your kids color it right there because that's what we do.
Well, if you want immediately.
Yeah. But if you want to buy one and give one as a gift or have some to give out at workshops, we have them for sale at a very good price. And let's keep going on so we're not behind schedule. Circuit Playground has a little bit of an update this week. Circuit Playground, the very popular iPhone, iPad app.
It totally rocks now.
It's awesome.
When we started, people were like, "Oh, it's just a resistor and capacitor together, lame."
It is.
But now it has like 25
It is the
counts.
ultimate tool. So there's two big things that happen in this update. One, iPhone 5.
Right, so it's bigger.
Yeah, bigger, so you can get more real estate, and
Yeah.
it also saves the state between all the calculators.
Yeah, so you can go back and it will automatically initialize to the last calculation you did, which is handy.
Yeah, and for the folks who have Android, there's a really cool app out there called Electrodroid. Someone can link it up.
Yep.
Check that out and support the developer. Really cool app out there for the Android folks. Okay, next
They
up.
did a very good job. They cover pretty much the same stuff.
Yeah,
so you
pretty
should
much.
get that.
Next up, mailbag. Packet, the mailbag's here.
Packet, the mailbag.
Yeah, we have to turn Packet into a little puppet one day.
Yeah.
But let's read this from William. Adafruit, I like what you're doing with the Raspberry Pi. The Arduino has been a great start for a lot of people, but it's very limited experience. For those who want to move along to the next level, the Pi represents a great stepping stone. It still has a lot of simplicity and accessibility to the lowest level hardware, like the Arduino, but has the sophistication and power to do more interesting things and it costs about the same. So great pick. I look forward to you guys developing a whole lot of things that work in conjunction with the Pi. So that's William.
Thanks, William.
There's a lot of people out there that are exploring microcontrollers because you can get started for under $50.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's keep moving along here. We have Electronic Halloween. Ooh. Yeah. So don't forget this Saturday coming up. If you have a Halloween costume, come on to the Adafruit Show and Tell. Show your costume. We're basically gonna. It's not a contest, but we'll probably give out prizes. And we have a lot of fun stuff in store. We'll see how it goes. But it'll be the first show and tell or the first Google Hangout that I'm aware of that is all about showing off your costumes. That's Saturday coming up, 27th. Okay, on our blog every single day we have a new Halloween post.
Including lots of dogs.
This one was pet costumes. And then there was also like science fiction props.
These are pretty cute.
Yeah, so Becky put together...
I like this idea of like the Wheatley pumpkin because it's like it's easy and you just put some LEDs in it and some hardware and it looks really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? One quick thing that someone in the chat mentioned. So the cost of Circuit Playground, you get a discount code for the Adafruit store, so it's basically free. We thought that was clever. So, anyways, all right. Next up, this is kind of the big one. I'll do a little bit of background, then we're just gonna play the video.
Yeah.
Basically, a friend of ours in China sent us this iPhone backing with an LED that you can solder in. It's a really hard project to do, but you can make the back of the logo glow like the old school Apple. And we can never sell these because this is someone's making something with the Apple logo.
Oh, we gave it to Becky and she did it to her phone.
Yeah, but it was a gift that they gave us, and we thought this was a very advanced soldering project. We don't suggest folks try to do this.
Yeah, this is not easy.
It's very, very hard to do, and you'll probably ruin your phone. We love voiding warranties, especially on Apple stuff. So anyways, Becky did a fantastic video. Let's watch it now.
At Adafruit, it's no secret that we're huge fans of the iPhone. We use it to run our Circuit Playground iOS app, which is really handy at the electronics workbench, and we've been laser etching the backs of these since the very first model. Well, our friend from China just sent us a fun kit that allows you to mod the back of your iPhone to illuminate the Apple logo. It's a pretty tricky soldering job, but what are we if not ambitious? Let's give it a try.
The kit comes with all of the specialized tools you'll need, including some non-conductive tweezers, both kinds of screwdrivers, a light panel with colorful decals, and an instruction booklet. There's also a replacement back for your iPhone with a special transparent but mirrored Apple logo. The first thing you'll do is turn your iPhone off and remove the back by first removing the 2 screws on the bottom of your iPhone, which are either Pentalobe or Phillips. For more information about replacing the back of your iPhone, check out our previous video on the subject. After the screws are removed, you can slide the back up and off of the iPhone. Next, remove the screw that secures the power connection cable. Then use your fingernail or the included tweezers to pry the connection apart. This will ensure that while you're working on the rest of the iPhone, no power is being delivered. Next, remove the screws that secure the shield that protects the circuits near the top of the iPhone. This is an iPhone 4, and the shield inside an iPhone 4S looks slightly different. I like to put my screws on the paper in exactly the same placement where they go inside the iPhone. That way I can make sure to put the right screw back where it goes, since they're all different lengths. Now the shield can be gently pried away and set aside for later. I'd like to take this moment to remind you that this project definitely voids your iPhone's warranty, and we take no responsibility if you try it and your iPhone breaks. Next, use your tweezers to pry up the 2 little circuit protectors on the right-hand side. This will be different on the 4S as well, but I'll show you that spot a little bit later. Now meet my friend, the USB microscope. It's going to help us see the tiny spot where we need to solder, and you can learn about it in this other video we made right here. Focus your microscope and identify the 4 components between the 2 little doors that you opened. You're going to cover this spot with a piece of double-stick tape, being sure not to get it in the way of those connectors that are going to snap back down later. The double-stick tape is included in the kit, and when you think you've cut a small enough rectangle, cut it again smaller. It's a really, really tiny piece, and you can use your forceps to get it in place. Next, pull out the light panel and strip just the black wire, and then tin the small tiny little end of the red wire. Solder it in place as shown, and be super careful. You might want to do it right in front of your computer monitor while looking at the output from the USB microscope to be super precise. The wire is then held in place by sticking it on that piece of double-stick tape before flipping the doors back down. Here's the spot where you want to solder for the iPhone 4S. Close the connector flaps you opened earlier, making sure that the wire goes between them and doesn't prevent a good connection, and then plug the power cable back in and secure that screw you removed earlier. Then replace the shield that protects the circuits near the top of the iPhone with all 5 screws that you laid out so carefully, so it makes it really easy to put them all back in the right place. Wrap the black wire around any one of these screws to connect it to the ground plane. If the phone screen is on, the panel should illuminate, and if it doesn't, go back and troubleshoot. If you like, take one of the colorful decals and place it over the Apple logo on the included back, and then tape the light panel to that spot on the back of the iPhone. Replace the back the same way you took it off and secure the screws at the bottom of the phone. The last step is to show your friends.
Now, we can't ever sell this kit because it comes with a bootleg Apple logo replacement pack for your iPhone, but we figured the engineering challenge was fun just the same. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel here on YouTube.
Okay, so that
was Becky video.
That was Becky video. Let's move on to some open source hardware because we got a lot of stuff. We're gonna keep zooming here. All right, big news. Yeah, I've been like talking about this for the last 2 years.
You're like that one journalist who's like, keep it on the story.
But it's finally like over. No, I don't think I'm a journalist. I'm just someone who's very interested in following this story and writing about it forever until it's over. So the good news is the ASHWA and the OSI did actually sign an agreement. That means for all the people who were putting the open source hardware logo, the Gear logo on their boards, you never have to worry about the OSI, the open source initiative, maybe being upset or going after you or whatever. There was kind of like a open source nerd fight, which happens with open source groups. But anyways, it's a real signed agreement. Everyone got along. Everyone worked out. This was actually like kind of a big deal.
Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty big deal because getting two open source groups to agree on something is pretty hard. Just ask the FSF and the OSI. You know how often those guys hang out. It's tough. It's tough. But there's no differences between these folks. There's very minor ones, but those are the biggest deals. But anyways, everybody worked together. It worked out. It's done. Keep doing what you're doing, makers. Keep putting the logos on the board. Everything's cool. It's done.
Yay.
I was told. I guess I have to follow up with this for the folks who followed the story. The OSI logo appears to be my logo. I made a logo in 1999. I was using it at OSCON, the open source conference. And then in 2006, the OSI has this logo. It was blue, and then they actually made it green later. And then in 2011, the community designed this logo that I think pays a little bit of an homage to the OSI and my logo with the gears. And then the Open Robotics Foundation has this one looks like a claw or a bolt. So I was told when this all started, Simon, the president of the OSI, maybe I'll get a little footnote that says, oh yeah, by the way, that OSI logo, the one that we were upset because the Gear logo was looked similar. Oh yeah, maybe we'll note that it was the OSI logo was based on your logo, Phil. So I'm not gonna ask. He said he offered it. We'll see if it ever happens. But
okay.
Anyways,
that'd be good if you could get the attribution user.
Yeah. There wasn't Creative Commons back then.
I know.
Yeah. So anyways.
99.
Yeah. Luckily.
Well, there was Creative Commons, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Luckily, the Wayback Machine has my logo all over the place, so I was able to send the link and say, "Hey guys." Yeah.
Go Internet Wayback Machine.
Yeah. So okay. Other big news in the world of open source: the Arduino Due.
The Due is on the way.
It is debuted, could I say? So we don't have these in store yet. They're on order.
They're on order. They're on the way.
But Lady Ada, can you just tell everybody a couple of things about it? Because people had questions about it.
Yeah, so the Due is basically, it's kind of what I think of as kind of like, it's not an Arduino killer, but it's kind of a little bit of a mega killer. It's using the SAM3 processor from Atmel, and it's running, I think, at like 84 megahertz or something. Let me look at the specs here. 84 megahertz, and it's a 3.3 volt device, and it's got 54 digital I/O, 2 DACs, 12 ADCs, and 2 DACs. I think the ADCs it's 12 ADCs, but I believe there's actually 2 ADC cores, and then there's 6 each multiplex. So I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 ADC cores. It's got a 96K of RAM, 512K of flash. And you can use JTAG with, but of course it's also compatible with the Arduino IDE, so there'll probably be a new version of the Arduino IDE. There's 2 USB ports on it because it has both USB client, so you can like have serial port, and USB host. So you could theoretically, you have to have a USB A to AB to host adapter. It costs a couple bucks, but you could theoretically connect, a Wi-Fi dongle to it, or a keyboard or a mouse. So you could have it act as a keyboard and also connect a keyboard. So you could connect. You could also plug in like a USB key or something into it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we don't have.
I don't think all the code's written for the USB host yet. Also, it runs the ADK code, so you can. You can have this. They made it compatible with the USB host stuff for the ADK. So if you want to use any of the code that exists for that, you can. So you can plug this into an Android to expand it to 54 IOs. And we have a bunch of these on the way, and so we'll hopefully have them next week, and we'll have them, and I believe they will be retailing at $50 according to the press release.
Yeah.
So I have to check to make sure that we didn't pay $50 for them each, but I think
Yeah,
we'll be able to
pricing
sell them.
and availability. It kind of this is just the press release that we got. So more information later. Don't
Yeah.
hold us to it. We're not sure.
Yes, we're just reading
we
off the
know,
press release.
We know as much as you guys know.
We really, yeah, we're not in the beta. We're not involved in the do it. We didn't help design it. We know very little about it. All we know is that we were told that we can order some. We ordered some, and they're hopefully in the way.
And congratulations to the Arduino team. I know this was a big project, and you guys have been working really hard on it. So congratulations.
Yeah, this is intense.
It's a big deal.
But it's cool because this is like a serious processor. Like you can actually do a lot of stuff, and I mean, I think a lot of people who are using the Mega might step up to this. This is a nice step up. It's got significantly more. You know, it's because a lot of people were like using the Mega for stuff, but they were still. It was not. They were CPU bound because it's still running only at 16 megahertz. This runs at 84 megahertz, which is really nice. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do a lot more with. Like for the example, the LED matrices we're going to be showing later. This processor could actually drive like 6 or 7 of them. It has the processing speed because one Uno could drive a single one or maybe 2 if you're lucky. But I think the Duet, because it has 6 times the processor speed, it can drive up to 10. Which is cool.
Yeah, makers have kind of grown up and their projects are getting more advanced. This is a nice one to consider.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do a Duet week. We've asked the Arduino team to send us a bunch of behind the scenes stuff about building it, about making it. So you might see that on the site. Hopefully that'll all work out.
Okay.
All right, so let's keep moving. We got to actually move fast later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're running a little behind schedule here.
Well, we have a lot of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah, we got stuff to catch on. Okay, next up.
ALS.
Adafruit Learning System.
Lots of fun.
Yeah,
updates.
Adafruit Learning System, learn.adafruit.com. We think it's
Go
one of
there.
the best resources in the world
Check
to
it out.
learn
Learn.
about electronics. This week there was some updates to the Pi IDE.
Oh, we have that later.
Yeah, we have that
We'll
later.
talk about that later.
Skip that. There was an update.
Oh no, we have the tutorial for the Web IDE. I think
Yeah,
that came out.
yeah.
We have an update tutorial for the Temp36 analog temperature sensor. We also have an update tutorial for the color OLED with SPI or 8-bit. We also have a new tutorial. Yay!
Yeah.
Bill from the forums, who's our tech support lead, he had written a fantastic tutorial because I couldn't get around to finishing it. So he finished it for me and did it all, and he did an excellent job showing how to use our 16-channel PWM driver boards. These boards are awesome. They have a built-in clock, so you can easily drive 16 PWMs, very high precision. You can drive servos with them. You can drive 16 servos and power them, and it has like reverse polarity protection. You can cap it, and then you can chain up to 92 of these together for just, or like 60 of them together, something ridiculous to control like more than 900 PWM. So like perfect for stuff like if you're making hexabots. So these, they use 12 PWMs, and like an Arduino Uno doesn't have that. Add this, $15 board, and you can easily drive 12 servos, and then add a couple more for a camera or something.
Okay, next up. Kevin Townsend, K-Town, did this really neat project, and I'm gonna skip.
Of course, like my tutorial just fell over.
Did your tutorial, but luckily I'll start going through these as you set up. So here is yet another Raspberry Pi tutorial that really shows some cool stuff that you can do. This is, I guess, what's the best way to explain this? Because it solves a problem.
Yeah. So this, what he did is he showed how to use Pygame, which is a frame buffer. So you don't have to learn X. It's a frame buffer writer for Python. So, for example, he has a demo of drawing. Like first off, he just fills the screen with red, and then so that's the first demo. Yeah. And then the second demo is he actually draws a graph. And so you can graph data on it, and he has even has a little video. Yeah, show the video. Because my demo just fell over.
Yeah, so here's the video of it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so this is him just writing random data. So that was just him writing random data to the Graticule. Yeah, I think because I was running this off a battery and it's been on for 2 hours. So battery finally died.
Let's keep moving.
But check it out, and maybe I'll try to get this demo up and running by the time this show's over. Next up, we also
and then I have some stuff here. I can take over it. So this was
no, this is an updated tutorial. We did an updated tutorial showing how to run multiple backpacks.
Right, and that went along with one of the things that Phil posted. This is a quick little 30-second video. the stuff that Phil's been working on. It is awesome. And then we
There's
have
more. Yeah, so this is the tutorial he did on how to connect multiple backpacks together.
Yeah.
It's a question people ask because we say, you can connect up to 8 together on the same I2C pins.
Yeah.
So there's some tutorials and some awesome diagrams that even show the little eyeballs.
And we're going to do a world premiere of another video. George will probably run a couple seconds late again. I'm very sorry, but we have this video. You guys are going to love this. So here it is. Get comfy. You're going to be really impressed.
Hey everybody. I kind of derailed the show and tell last weekend by showing up unannounced in this outfit.
Okay.
It got a lot of laughs, and it also got a lot of questions. So I'm going to try to summarize a bit of what I've done here in case you're wanting to try the same idea for Halloween or other times of year like Burning Man or comic conventions. This was a mashup of a couple tutorials from the preceding weeks. The first was a voice changer using the Adafruit Wave Shield.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. Do not underestimate the power of the Force.
The second was an animation tutorial for our mini LED matrices, fitting them inside various Halloween props.
Run, coward.
So the question was, could I combine the two and make a mask that had the LED face animation and also the voice changer, and then get the mouth to respond to my own voice?
I am scary.
As a base, I had started with a Carnival-style mask from a craft store, but don't do that. These were designed to be decorated and hung on the wall, and I had to modify it a lot to even get it to fit over a human head. So a better idea would be go to a Halloween or costume store, and they'll have something like this that's actually designed to be worn, or of course you could use a hockey mask. For a first try, what you saw on Show and Tell, I used a hot glue gun and mounted the LED matrices directly onto the surface of the mask. And this works fine, but I didn't like the bumpy appearance that it gave the face. So for a second try, I'm putting a flat plate in front of the mask and installing the LED matrices in that. There's a lot of moisture and breath, and that's going to wreak havoc with our electronics, which are right in front of the mouth. So a couple tricks I used there. For the microphone, I sealed it inside a tiny Ziploc bag using a rubber band, and that keeps out the breath and the spit and the yuck. And likewise, the LED matrices, there's some tiny solder pads on the back, and bits of moisture can bridge those and cause them confusion. So what I did there was use a hot glue gun and covered up those pads, and so far it's worked pretty good at keeping out the moisture. What you didn't see during Show and Tell is there were actually a lot of electronics strewn all over the desk. And so what I'll need to do before Halloween is fold all of that down into a belt pouch along with batteries. And an important bit of advice there is to use 2 battery packs, one specifically for the speaker amplifier and one for the Arduino and the other electronics. And the reason for that is explained in the voice changer tutorial, so check it out. The skin is what's called a morph suit, or a second skin. It's basically a full body stocking that's popular with a lot of sports fans right now, and they come in all the different team colors. I picked up the basic black because I just wanted a spooky silhouette shape. It looks like it should be opaque, but any bank robber will tell you you can actually see through very slightly. And it seemed to me that if light could get in, that we could pass light out just as well. And it turns out to work really good for this. So most of these electronics will be in a pouch in the back, but the voice needs to project forward. So I had a couple of ideas there. One is to simply use one of these battery MP3 speakers and maybe decorate it like an evil medallion that could be worn around the neck. My other idea is to use our Class D audio amplifier and a couple of bare speakers, and then create sort of a false rib cage. This is just a small test. But there's 2 layers here, and I think there's enough space that I could conceal the speakers inside, and then wear that over the chest, and it's more consistent with the look of the suit. And then as a last step, you can accessorize. I thought the horns were kind of cool.
Hey, is it time to scare kids yet?
And remember, Saturday before Halloween, we'll be having a costume contest on Google Plus Hangouts. It does not need to be an electronics project. It could be any maker skill, whether sewing or CNC or dumpster diving, you name it. We like it, so we hope you'll join us.
Okay, so we're gonna get back to that
That was
demo,
so
but
good.
first off,
Yay!
standing ovation for Paint Your Dragon. That
Yay!
was
Wait,
fantastic.
now you can't see
Now
us.
you can't see
Okay.
us. That was a fantastic video.
That-
We'll have that on the site soon.
It totally scared me.
Okay, Lady, do you want to show your demo?
Yeah, sorry, I'm back and
Okay.
my battery died, but I reset the demo while we're
Okay.
gone. So
How do
this
you want to
is-
do this?
How about let's show the overhead and
Okay.
then I can show my setup and then I can show the thing.
All right.
So it's a little shadowy because it's got a little harsh light, but hopefully you can see we have a Raspberry Pi, and I've got it running off Wi-Fi, and I've also hooked it up to an analog digital converter board, and I've got a photocell. You can kind of barely see. There's this photocell connected to one of the channels. So let's just show the setup. So basically through I2C, I'm reading this analog sensor, and then maybe you can
wanna
hold
hold
this
it
up
up?
to the
Sure.
camera.
I'll hold this
Very
up to the
carefully.
camera. Okay.
So you can see there's the Graticule. This is the Pi game thing working through the Web IDE.
Yeah.
And when I cover it, you can see it's a little small,
Yeah,
but there's.
I'll switch between the
Oh,
two.
that's nice. Yeah. So as I'm covering it, you can see it's drawing the analog value from the. My hand covering the light sensor. So this is just, I basically took the example that Kevin did and just added a little analog digital reading to the loop and had it display that. So this is like a 5-minute demo. So this is really cool because you can basically
Yeah.
make a scope, but it's a custom scope the way you want it. And I'll have a tutorial on this in detail later. But I just want to show off a demo of the Pi game drawing. And this isn't running X. This is, I'm connecting to it through the web and then drawing directly to the frame buffer.
Yeah,
which
it's
is-
kind of a great example of where the Raspberry Pi really.
Yeah,
Sparkles.
because you don't need to learn X at all. It's basically just like draw a line, draw a circle, draw a square, super easy. No menuing.
Yeah.
No, interrupt stuff.
All right, next up.
Pi.
Yeah, so we got these. This is a giant box of Raspberry Pis we have. Do you want to talk about the new changes? We have 512 megabyte
I'll
ones.
talk about it really briefly. So there's a couple of changes that made it big. First off, you can tell because it's got a blue headphone jack and a black one, so that's the easiest way to quickly tell which one you have. The other update is that there's 2 mounting holes now. They're not really. And he basically says they're attachment holes, not mounting holes, because he doesn't want people to like really torque on it because you could crack the PCB. And with the one near the USB ports, they got rid of the fuses on the USB ports because they was causing more problems than it was solving, and so they decided to make the USB ports fuseless. Because before they were fused at 140 milliamp, and a lot of people ended up, plugging in stuff that was drawing a lot, and it was, even though you're not supposed to draw more than 140, people were doing it anyways. So, and they made them think that the USB had hardware problems when it was really just the power was being cut out. So basically, the mounting holes and I think the relayables and the LEDs and the USB is now no longer fused. Maybe there's a couple other minor changes, and of course, there's 512 megs of RAM.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, once again, we're giving these away. Buy
They're free.
$350 worth of stuff, you get one for free. Okay, Justin, Tyler, the Cooper brothers, they've been working on the web IDE, the Raspberry Pi web IDE, and Justin's been starting a journal. Tyler's working on it too, about all the changes per week.
Yeah.
So what was one of the things that changed this week, Lady Ada?
Well, we've definitely made the install faster, leaner. We fixed tons of bugs. It now creates a new user. Every time you run a piece of the code, it runs as root because a lot of people were trying to do stuff with GPIO and I2C, and it was very annoying to them. For now, we're just doing a sudo Python every time you run it. Yeah, I mean, there's a huge list. We're up to like version 0.2, and we started at 0.1. So, 0.20. And we started at 0.1. So tons of bug fixes, and it's faster and leaner and better. Please try it out. It's still in alpha, but hopefully we'll get into beta by the end of this month.
This is a big investment for us, where you think that we were going to be able to help teach the world programming, young engineers, young kids, using a $35 Linux computer, using the web IDE. We have lots of stuff in store for it, and we're letting everyone be part of the alpha, the beta, and the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a source. All good stuff. It is time to do new products. We're ready for new products. Move is the code. 10% off many things in your store. Add the code on checkout. It's not for everything, but a lot of things. Lots of things that we make. All right, new product time. Let's get through these fast.
We're going to do this fast.
Okay, We can go through these fast because some of the stuff we don't
have
in
this
stock.
case.
Yeah, we ran out of stock of these. So this
Okay.
is the Raspberry Pi case.
This is a Syntec case.
Yep,
it's
Syntec,
cute.
they make
It's got
these.
little light pipes. It's
Yeah.
squeezed together. Check it out. We'll have more soon.
Yeah, it's super cute. I really like it.
It's not clear, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Little pop outs.
Let's go. No, clear ones and blue ones coming in this week from those guys.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. I don't know. Okay, great. Next, we have a bunch of soft pots and FSRs. I'm actually going to show them all at once. So I'm just going to preview the photos. This is the circular rotary soft pot. This is a short flex bend sensor. This is a very long FSR. Long FSR is long. Here it is curled up a little bit. And then we also have a square FSR. So we have a soft pot, a bend sensor, and 2 FSRs. So I'm trying to fill out the catalog, and here we are. We can show off, maybe I'll angle this a little bit. So I'll show off the long FSR last. But so these are 3 different, they look sort of similar and they're all flexible, but they're a little bit different. I just want to talk about the differences. So this is the bend sensor. So what it's good for is or a flex sensor. So it's good for telling flexing. It'll tell you how much it's being flexed and the resistance changes. And check the data sheet for the angle to flex resistance. So there's only 2 pins and it basically acts like a resistor. And we have a tutorial on how to deal with FSRs and other resistive sensors. Pretty easy. This is also a resistor sensor. This is a square FSR, and we have a little FSR. It's a force sensitive resistor. And this square will tell, the resistance changes how hard you press on it. So it's not how much you flex it, like the bend sensor, it's how hard you press. And the force in newtons correspond, the more you press it, I think the lower the resistance is, because you're squeezing it together and you're making the conductive particles closer together, so the resistance goes down. So it also has 2 pins and it acts like a resistor. And it doesn't tell you where you pressed. It doesn't do that. It only tells you how hard you've pressed overall over the sensor itself. We do have sensors that'll tell you where you've pressed in a square, and it's a capacitive touchpad, so check that out. We also have a longer version of the bend sensor. This is the shorty version. And this is a soft pot. And the soft pot is different than all 3 of these in that it will tell you where in the circle you've pressed. So it has 3 pins, and I think it's like a 100K or 10K resistor. And then the middle pin is like the middle pin of a potentiometer. So over here the resistance is 0, and then as you go all the way around it goes up to 100%. So this will tell you where you've pressed. So it doesn't tell you how hard you've pressed, but it will tell you where you've pressed on the circle. So it's kind of like a circular sensor, and there's capacitive circular sensors, but this one's a lot easier to use. And then of course we have this really, really long FSR. It's just so long, I can't really show it in the overhead too well, but it's basically a long version of this guy. So again, it's not a bend sensor. It won't tell you if you bent it, and it doesn't tell you where you've pressed on the strip. We have a soft pot that does something like that, but it will tell you how hard you've pressed anywhere, the hardest you've pressed anywhere along the strip. So it can be good for you want to know if someone stepped on something, you put this under a rubber mat and it'll tell you if they stepped anywhere along the strip. So that's kind of handy. So that's 4 different types of movement touch sensors.
Yeah, we have some cool projects planned for that stuff, so we just have to get to them. Okay, next up, this was kind of a neat kit that came along. We have these cool panels, and do you want to talk about this? I have a video, but
yeah, sure. You should show the video and also show it live.
Okay, so here's a video of. I don't think there's music. We can probably talk over this.
Oh no, it's not showing up.
Oh, this is one of sometimes the videos are choppy.
No, you know what? It's okay because I have it here. I'll just
a live demo.
A live demo.
Okay, great.
So can I go to the overhead really fast and I'll just show it and then I can do the demo. So this is a board. So these are the 16 by 32 RGB panels. You get 512 RGB LEDs. It's a lot of LEDs, and they're arranged in a nice panel, and you can tile them together, which is cool. They can tile next to each other. And attached to this is the board itself. So this is a kit by I think Nootropic Designs.
Yep.
And it's basically like an Arduino compatible, and then you got like FTDI header, and then it's got these connectors and a little button, and it's got this plug here that goes directly into the plug on the back of the matrix.
It's like a backpack almost.
It's a little backpack. Yeah, it's a little backpack guy. You can reprogram with FTDI cable or FTDI friend. And then use power with a 5-volt adapter. Make sure it's a 5-volt adapter because I once powered one of these with a 9-volt and it doesn't like it at all. So you get your 5-volt adapter and you plug it in, and then oh, you know what? I have to plug the adapter in. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the photos.
Go to the photos 1 second.
While you find it. So yeah, here's some kind of pretty photos. Here's a little vacuuming thing. Here's another one here. This is the kit that it comes with.
Man, I'm not having a good power day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this is totally working. Oh, you know what? Maybe I plugged in wrong. Oh, I plugged in wrong. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, plugged in backwards. Okay.
Great. Look at that. Wow, that's bright.
Yeah. So this is this does a little demo. So now it's got these. It's so bright that you can't really even see it.
That's fine. Oh, you can see that. That's pretty
You
good.
can kind of see it.
Yeah.
And then you can. It does text and stuff. And so it uses our. We wrote a really nice Arduino library for this. It's a Pac-Man, but you can't really see it. It's too bright.
That's nice.
Maybe the closer I get, usually you can see
Zoom.
the pack. We've got images also that show this a lot better, but it's super bright, which is awesome. You can you can diffuse it if you want. There's like a little Pac-Man ghost guy. Oh my god, that's really bright. So yeah, there's a little backpack, and it's a kit, but it's really easy. And then we also have a starter pack. So for like $99, you can pick up the power supply, the backpack, and the matrix. And so it's a little portable thing, and you can embed this in anything you want, and then reprogram it using our library.
Yeah.
So bright.
We have a lot. We only have like 4 or 5 possessions, but all of them light up very nicely right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks really clear, but our camera can't handle it.
Okay, let's keep moving. We talked about the Raspberry Pis. We're done with that.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, that was new products, folks. Whew. All right. Okay, next up, we're going to do a quick little top secret. It's not out yet.
Okay.
Ready? Top secret's not out yet. Don't ask questions about this. This is just stuff that is not out yet, or something we're planning, or something we're doing.
Top secret.
Yep. From now on Mondays, we're going to probably do this new thing called Makey Mondays. Jay Silver and Eric Rosenbaum did this awesome project. It's called the Makey. We sell this in the Adafruit store. These are moving fast, by the way. They are 10% off because we put in the store in the code, and I forgot to change it. So you can get these for 10% off. Lucky you. And Makey is basically a way to turn the world into a computer. So this is made by Eric Silver and Eric and at Joy Labs. And he's the inventor and creator of these. And we actually had Matt, and I'm going to show a quick little video of Matt playing around.
Hey Matt, this is the Makey from Joy Labs, Jay Silver's project. What are you working on over here with it?
Well, I rigged it up to see what you can do with it, and immediately found the little Makey drum kit test. And so, of course, I am playing the drums. This is very awesome. I'm looking forward to finding a material that works. And my first test has proven that this gum, not very conductive, wasn't very exciting.
All right. Okay, so you're just going to go through all the stuff that's conductive that you can play things with. Excellent. Okay, Matt, this is the...
here's a quick little other thing. Again, it's not out yet, don't ask. We documented our entire move. This is a bunch of Adafruit as it was getting packed up. Here's a little shot of part of new Adafruit. Yeah, over 12,000 square feet. We have 3 freight elevators. We have loading docks. We have a lot of stuff going on.
There's a meet to scale.
Yeah, there is actually a Lady Ada inside of a box. You can finally. This is
how they move me.
Yeah, this is. We're able to ship and receive so much stuff now that we have these gigantic boxes.
They crated me up.
We had a photographer out. There's some really big upcoming things with Lady Ada and Adabot. So there was a photographer. They were able to set up all their equipment and do some cool photos with you. And then we were putting together a desk, so we shot a little video. Here it is. Okay, Lady Ada, what are you doing here?
We're going to update, now that we're in this larger space, we don't have to have these small but adorable EE benches. Instead, we're going to build a real EE bench with a nice ESD top.
Okay.
And it's like a IKEA party here.
Okay. And this is one of the benches for Andy. Hello. And John. Hey. Hello. All right.
We'll check back when it's assembled.
Yeah. And here's just a quick glance of all the stuff that's going on here. Big
Very
stuff.
busy.
Okay. Get back to desk assembling. Okay, Lady Ada, what are you doing here? Okay, so it's a little bit of preview.
We did eventually get the desk put together, but
Yeah,
it took
we
a
got the desk put
long
together.
time, it had like 3 hours.
And then you have these new PCBs you sent out. So for the folks that are out there, this is our watches. That's one of them there.
Yeah, we did the new
Yeah, why
new
don't you turn
watch
your on? Look at it. We could be
with more knobs.
twinsies here. Yeah. So we've been trying to show everybody all the boards we've been sending
Oh my
out.
god, 10:59.
Yeah, I know. We're a
We gotta
couple minutes
finish
late.
up. Okay.
So anyways, I have some new boards. You guys can probably zoom in later and figure out what we're up to. We don't mind. It's all good. But anyways, that's the, it's not out yet during that section. We'll have more interesting things in store soon. But we're really excited, and hopefully we'll be
Tired.
hopefully we'll be able to tell the whole story of the move over a series of posts and videos, and we'll have a video tour. We have a lot of stuff planned. We just have to make sure the business is going. No customers were affected, or orders went out completely as usual. Everything worked out. We just had to work really hard to make it happen. So we're going to try to answer just a couple of quick questions, and we'll do the best we can.
Okay.
So we're going to do some engineering questions.
I'm ready.
Ask engineering questions.
Ask them.
Let's try to do this.
Ask away.
Ask. So someone before, yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
As shown down here.
Ask your engineering. Someone had a question about the soft pop before. They were asking about how it works. Oh, okay. We'll do this one real quick. Can 2 strips of EL be connected to each other on a sound-powered inverter with 8 AA's? Is that why it comes with 2 connectors?
You should check how, I think it comes with 2 connectors because it comes with 2 connectors. Check the maximum length that you can connect. You can probably only connect 1 meter of EL.
Yeah, we ship it with 2 connectors, not so you can plug things in at the same time. That's so you can...
Sometimes you want to cut 2 smaller pieces.
Yeah.
So yeah, do check with the maximum length. I think I say for each EL inverter how much you can power. I believe they can only power 1 EL strip at a time.
Yeah. Next up, someone is asking if we're going to do a new rev of the motor controller show. Yes, we're always working on
we do
those.
have a version, but we're still working on it. We also want to make sure that it's Dewey compatible.
Yep. Next up, Flora. We are on our way, as you've seen on the blog. We're wrapping up testing. We have boards on the way. We're in production. Everything is going awesome with it. We'll be shipping them soon. We're really excited. And right after Flora, we have another really big, cool product release. And that one, we can't even... I'm
already onto the next thing. I'm like, man,
we have a lot of cool stuff in the wearable
That's the
electronics.
problem with electronics. Is like by the time you finish one project, you're like, I kind of want to work on the next project.
Okay. Do we have resistor grab bags yet? We're working on it. We actually have some ideas for that. Next up, how can you do capacitive sensing on a Raspberry Pi?
You could use an I2C capacitive touch chip. I don't know of any offhand, but there are a lot of them, and a lot of them do I2C.
Okay.
You could probably do some very basic RC timing capacitive touch sensing, but I would just use a chip for it. There's a lot of chips.
Okay. How do I show the character OLED display with a RTC board on the same bus? Might be a forum one.
Yeah, it's a forum post because there's no reason why you can't. So.
Have you toyed with the hardware encryption like the Atmel ATSH A204?
No, I have no real use for it, so I haven't looked at them.
Okay. Let's see. Can I hack an external antenna onto my GPS with an internal antenna?
You might be able to. It depends a little bit about how the antenna is connected and what impedance it's expecting.
Yeah.
For the ultimate GPS, it's not just connected in parallel. There's actually a switch inside that detects a 50 ohm impedance on the external antenna and switches over. So it's not necessarily guaranteed that you can do it if you don't have an external antenna connection already on there.
Let's see, this one. What is your favorite thing of the new and old location, and what's the thing you didn't like at the old location? We focus on the positive, so I'll say what I like about the new and location. Our staff, we have the best staff in the world, and we have the best customers. So no matter where we are, no matter what happens with Adafruit, no matter how much we grow, we're always going to be a cool open source company that has cool creative people like Phil you saw, Becky's videos. We have Lady Ada. We have.
I kind of wish you could have just 1 hour of Phil wearing his demon costume and just laughing maniacally.
Next week we're gonna see if he'll co-host the show and tell with us.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then next up, what things doesn't count for the Ask an Engineer discount? Oh, just add the code, and most of the code is for most things that we make that we can discount. So put it in. If it doesn't work, and it'll say it doesn't
Usually
work
for things that we make here, kits and breakouts.
Yeah. What's that stuff glowing in the background? We like glowing stuff. That's just stuff that we have here.
This is my watch.
Yeah, we have these watches and we got that.
Oh man.
You can tell what time it is.
It's 11:03.
Yeah. Have you ever made a laser harp, Lady Ada?
I've not made a laser harp.
Okay. All right. Are the force sensors related to net force or maximum local force when there is more than one point being pressed?
I believe it's the maximum total force.
Yeah. Do we have any EL wire inverter schematics?
We do not make the schematics. However, you can look online and Google for them. I know people have designed their own EL inverters. We get them direct from the factory that makes EL, so this is the inverters they make. They're pretty simple.
How's our commute to the office? It's a little hard. I have to get up usually around 4 in the morning. I do a bunch of work. Lady Ada boots up a little bit later, and then we get to the office. It's pretty close. We're working out all the details to keep us healthy and alive and working. It's a lot. We're putting in a lot of hours right now, but so far so good. So far it's been working out.
A lot of that is surrounding myself with glowing things.
Yeah, we like glowing things. Any advice on adding extra filtering to a SMPS to be used in audio applications?
I wouldn't really, if you're really doing like audio and you want to have the best quality, I wouldn't put a switching power supply in there. If you do have a switching power supply, put a linear regulator after it and use tons of ferrite beads, and make sure to isolate your grounds well, because audio is very, very sensitive. We're very sensitive because we have logarithmic hearing, so we will detect even a couple millivolts of noise, and so that's why whenever I do like really good audio stuff, I just run off of batteries.
Okay, a couple last questions and that's it, because we're gonna end the show. Can you splice EL wire without any dark spots when people are splicing?
You cannot.
There's
always gonna. I mean, the only thing you can do is you can connect two together, and then you bend it. So you connect them like this way, and then you split it like this. And sometimes you can do it so that there's no like apparent change, but there's always going to be it's never going to be perfect.
So once in a while we're looking to hire, yes, do amazing things and post it online. That's how we do it. That's how we find people. That's how we look for folks. Post amazing projects. Let's see. When will we get our Class D amp back in? We're working around the clock.
I think they might be in next week. We've been desperately trying to. Well, we had to take all the machines down for the move, but we're bringing them back up, and so everything is getting replaced.
Okay, all right. So that's it. We just ended the questions. That was good. Oof, speed round.
Okay.
Thank you, Lady Ada, for rocking out on those. That was pretty good. Okay, it's trivia question time.
Okay.
Trivia questions. What are the rules for the trivia question?
Rules
Lady
are
Ada?
if you've won something from the Adafruit show and tell, and Ask Engineer. It doesn't matter what year you won it. At all times counts. Please let someone else win. We have hundreds of new people who we want to win a fabulous prize. What is today's fabulous prize?
The prize is a new Raspberry Pi.
What?
512 megabyte Raspberry Pi.
We agreed on the makey. Now you're going back on your word. A Raspberry Pi. That's insanity.
We did makey last week.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, Raspberry Pi it is.
It's a Raspberry Pi this
You
week.
got a brand new 512 meg Raspberry Pi. This is a goodie.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Here comes the question.
And remember, you can't, even if you've won before, you can't enter.
Yeah.
You only win once.
All right. Born today, who is known for discovering the neutron? What is his name? He got a Nobel Prize in it.
Is it Edward James Neutron?
Think fast, everyone, is not the answer. Not gonna try is not the answer. Jimmy is not the answer. James, Mr. Neutron is not the answer. First person to type the full thing out correctly is Aaron Clark. Congratulations, Aaron Clark. You got it. James Chadwick, born today, 1891, October 20th. He got a Nobel in physics for his discovery of the neutron. He also was at the University of Manchester, University of Cambridge, and he was one of the primary British scientists who worked on the Manhattan Project during World War II. He was knighted in 1945 for his achievement in physics. We are what we celebrate.
Did you know a neutron joke? Weren't you telling me a neutron joke earlier?
Yeah, I completely forget. I was doing some really bad physics jokes the other day. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Do you want
anyways.
to go grab the cat?
Yeah, you can try to find the cat. He's not on the
wait, he's
beanbag.
on the beanbag.
Yeah, he's not on the beanbag.
He was totally here.
He was here
Oh, wait,
before.
he's over there. He's on the
yeah,
mat.
perhaps you can find the cat.
Don't disturb him.
Yeah, so it is easier to find the cat now. So, please email us support@adafruit.com so I can send you out the Raspberry Pi.
I got a cat.
And you've got a cat.
He totally didn't.
We'll be here next week. I don't actually know where we're going to be next week, but we will be doing the show next week for sure. And here is one house cat. So let
Okay,
me,
you grab the cat.
Yeah.
Now you really can't see. Oh wait, he's got claws. Claws.
Yeah.
Claws.
We have to-
Claws.
we have to-
Claws.
we have to
Claws.
trim
Okay.
his claws a little bit. Yeah.
Glow on the cat.
Glow on the cat.
Yeah, so you can see the cat.
Okay, let's
You can light
here
up
we
the
go.
cat.
You light up the cat a little bit,
Yeah, so you can see the cat.
like a halo cat.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
Yeah.
It's really dark here.
Everything's black. With black cat. Yeah. Kind of line them up from the side. Whoa. That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Disco cat, raver cat.
This is what the internet was made for. All right. So, Thank you, everyone who has been supporting Adafruit. Thank you so much. We will be maybe broadcasting from our new space soon. We're looking forward to showing everyone a video tour soon. Remember, the code is MOVE. That gets you 10% off many things. Special thanks to Becky and George and Phil and John Janier and everyone who showed up
Thanks for
here.
putting up with it going a little late. We're so tired.
All
We
of
can't
our
keep track of time.
customers, all of our community, everyone who showed up at the show and tell. Thank you so much, MOSFET, for hanging in there. We're going to, we're going to crash and go to sleep now. We will see everybody next week. For
It's
now,
10,
oh, yeah,
11:10.
yeah, we always know what time it is.
We have to know what
It's
time
fun to wear watches now.
I've never had a watch. This
Yeah.
is like my first watch.
Yeah,
It looks good on the camera.
yeah,
Notice the nice fade out.
yeah,
It fades nicely. 11, 10.
yeah. Phil did a good job with that. Okay,
Fade out.
here is your moment of Zener.